Then they were like, do you want to recheck them in for so that way they're ready for tomorrow, or do you want to take them with you? Because we had to spend the night there, and I was like, I'm gonna take mine. I wanna, yeah, I wanna feel clean. My mom was like, no, just check it in. And I was like, well, you can check yours in, but I'm gonna sleep in my pajamas, not in my tracksuit.
Yes, exactly.
So the flight was supposed to leave at 3. The plane didn't get there until 8:30 at night.
That's crazy.
And we were at the airport at 1.
Oh no. What time did they finally tell you
What?
that you guys are not going anywhere?
Well, first it was delayed like an hour, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then it got,
Further and further.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're like, okay, fuck this.
they're like, I want to go home.
That's like the worst feeling.
Because being stuck at airports is no fun. Ugh.
It's not.
Luckily, we were in the lounge, so I was able to sneak out some sandwiches.
Good. Yeah, that's not fun.
And then they gave us like a food credit, but then the hotel didn't have any like food. All they had was Hot Pockets
Oh my god.
in the pantry. And I don't like Hot Pockets. My dog didn't even eat them.
Oh no.
I do like macaroni and cheese though, but there was nowhere to make it. And then I'm so trashy, you guys. Like any hotel I go to, I will steal everything.
All the soaps.
Yes, toilet paper,
And I bet you all of them are sitting in like
a drawer.
Yeah.
I used to have a drawer here. I don't know where it is now, of like stuff that I'll never use. And then this one had like, it was like a little studio apartment, so it had like dishwasher, and I took that too.
You're so dumb.
I'm like, it's free. It's come with the room. Give me my free Tide. Give me my palm olive. My dad was really bad. Like when he was like okay, like he would probably steal the TV from the room if he could. He'd be like, it's included with the room price. It's part of the toiletries.
Take the robes.
He would take the towels, and I was like, Dad, you can't take the towels. They're not included in your resort fee. And he's like, isn't that what I'm paying for? Don't towels come with the room? I'm like, no, sir.
Doesn't work like that.
They'll charge you after for incidentals.
And then you're paying like, you know, a crazy $200 for a robe.
That's been used by like 20,000 people.
Yes, exactly.
Super disgusting. Look at that, you guys. How long did that take to apply?
What is that, like 2 minutes?
For reals. Now we're gonna bake these. Welcome to the Bronx Zoo.
Yes, exactly. The first time I went there too, I was in an actual apartment, like where you take, they have like a, it's not an usher, but like an elevator guy or whatever.
Like in the olden days.
They still, I mean, they still have them at this point in this building.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went, it was like visiting like a friend of my son's dad,
Mhm.
or my son's grandpa.
And then at night it's so dirty when everybody takes their trash out to the sidewalks.
Just to the side of the road. So like the first time I went into like an apartment bathroom,
Mhm.
you have to do like a 5-point turn to like sit down on the toilet. I was like,
So like this one place that I was looking at that had a meeting space that was like not $5,000 an hour. I was looking at the room and I was like, you walk into the room and you like literally your bed's right there. Like there's no like space. How do people live like this?
I don't know. Like you where you sleep too. Everything's like literally right next to each other.
So my friend opened up a nail salon there and she's like, we have a window.
like inside of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, wow, that's hard.
Did you do the New York Fair show?
I have done it once at the Javis.
Yes. Yes.
And would I do it again? No.
Yeah. That was a little for one.
Well, I don't think that many people go. A lot of people don't even know about it.
Nobody goes to hair shows anymore. Does anybody go to hair shows?
No.
No.
But I think that
Sorry, my hair.
that's okay. She's got a mind of her own, this one. But the cool thing about the Javis one or the New York one is that on Tuesdays they bus in the students,
Oh, yeah,
which
they
is
do.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's always nice to have the students around where they're so
Yeah, because they have a lot of enthusiasm because they're so fresh to the industry.
everything's exciting. You're like, oh, you have no idea.
But literally, they bus people in, which is really cool. But I guess on that part of the country, buses and things like that are more common.
Check out Peer Space. Peer Space for your venue search. PEERSPACE.
Oh, I'll look it up when we're done filming. So I'm going in with the Superstar bit to begin the blending of the cuticle Phalange Fantasy.
Hello, hello. Can we just cold Colorado get her to say that?
No, hi from Colorado. Thanks for joining us today, my love. How cold is it? Because I'm a little jealous.
I only imagine what it's like in Colorado right now.
Ugh,
How cold is it in New York? Is it cold in New York right now?
probably.
Oh May is a good time to be in New York, though.
Is it humid though? Because I hate humidity.
I don't know.
I've never been to New York. I think when I was there in March for the show, it was cold.
But there were times where it was cold, and there were times where it was just fine. And then there were times where it got snowed in. Luckily, I didn't go to those shows.
Ooh.
Like literally snowed in for extra days. Like they couldn't get out.
Really?
Yeah.
They were like stuck. And the New York pizza, I don't think was that great that I had.
My kids love the pizza out there.
Really? I don't think it.
They did pizza every single
Because like the slices have been sitting there all day, and then they just heat it up,
Oh my god.
right? That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
And there's a pepperoni one, a cheese one, and there's a mushroom one, I think.
Super plain.
And they're just sitting there, and they're giant pizzas, but the slices are like kind of thin and greasy.
Yeah. They were like all about that damn pizza. Every day they ate pizza.
Oh, and the New York hot dogs are gross too.
Hot dogs. I remember going to Nathan's hot dogs. We spent like $80 for 3 hot dogs.
And you're like, this is gross.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of hot dogs.
But that's because I think also the hot dogs where we live are very, very
Dressed up.
yes, they're a meal.
Fantastic, yes. Yeah, it's definitely different when you're like, it's a wiener on a bun.
Literally just a frank.
Here, you want ketchup and mustard? What do you want?
You're like, where's the bacon, sir? Where's my Mexican bread?
I don't know, the big old puffy bimbo bread.
Yes, where is my bimbo bread? And it's literally like the bag, bread out of a bag. It's all stale. Ugh.
Right now we have snow on the ground and it's a warm 31 degrees but feels 20 with a wind chill.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
We're in a balmy, 60 degrees, 70 degrees?
Yeah.
Probably 60, I don't think we're back at 70 yet.
No, but like the weather's been going up and down a lot, but I'm actually enjoying it because this has
Your
been.
nose is not enjoying it.
No, kind of.
Man.
But it's better. I always tell everybody, I'd rather be like 50, 60 degrees than be 110
I absolutely.
and sweating my nalgas off.
No,
But I'm kind of glad this has been a little bit of a longer winter.
I agree. I'm not ready to give up sweaters and sleeves.
No, because then you don't have to wear Spanx underneath them.
I know we can do chubby.
We can hide things.
Yes, exactly.
And when it's hot, like you don't want to wear that. No.
And it's sweating out the side of your clothes too.
And then if you wear like Spanx underneath, it's like you got a scuba suit on. So it just makes it even more sauna-like.
Exactly. Look, I'm not looking forward to that. Where should we look in the summer? Somewhere else. That's where we should leave.
Let's go to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Or no, let's go to the other side of the equator where it's like winter.
Yes. Yes. That's what we do.
Like when I was in Australia and New Zealand, I was like, oh my god, it's cold and it's in June. It was so weird, yes.
Weird.
And windy.
That would be so weird. How
And
cold
then-
does it get in Australia?
It gets pretty cold. Like the first time I ever experienced an electric blanket was in New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah, because here we don't.
No.
The
I
electric
needed it
blankets,
once or twice.
if that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my hand is not cooperating.
And then I remember because it was so cold, I turned the electric blanket on, and my mom was like, "Electric blankets are gonna kill you. They're dangerous." You're gonna.
Oh, like the Christmas tree.
And then I remember sleeping with an electric blanket, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." Whoever invented an electric blanket needs to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
I miss you, Max. I haven't caught you live in ages. 28 and
Hi, how are you doing, my love?
should be opening Instagram studio again soon. We'll be shopping with you again soon.
Awesome, congratulations. I'm so happy to hear you're getting back into the dark arts. So we are going to really snatch up that cuticle and get our blender for built and get her like super airbrush again with my trusty laser diamond cuticle bits.
How do you tell everything on Facebook that you're doing live on TikTok?
Yes, and today we didn't go live on TikTok because my TikTok wasn't working. I have no idea what was wrong with it.
No idea.
For literally, we were there for like an hour trying to figure it out. And I was just kept going on and on and on and like chit-chatting and nobody was joining.
We were talking to ourselves.
I was, because she couldn't even join the video.
I need somebody who's not technologically challenged.
Asia.
I'm much better. I hope you and Olivia are doing amazing.
We were doing not too bad. I took my parents on vacation. I took them to Mexico City for 5 days. I took my dad to a temple down there that's really special to him, and it was just a really beautiful experience.
That's so bad.
He can't complain. He can't say I'm a bad son because I really went above and beyond. Except I had my cousin's son push my dad around in a wheelchair. Because I'm not going to push around an orangutan. The chimpanzee, he is a big man. So I told him, I was like, you haven't seen your great uncle in a while. Time to push.
Work.
Yes, all the time you haven't seen him. Look how beautiful this really goes in, and super gentle too. As my nose is like, oh. No. But I'm loving this weather though.
I agree 100%.
Have you seen Megan yet?
The scary movie?
Uh-huh.
No.
No, I think it's on Peacock now.
My sister watches. I don't even watch scary movies now. It's weird.
Of
I'm a chicken.
a girl Chucky?
Yes, I'm a chicken.
Really?
Yes. It's hilarious to make me watch stupid shit like that.
But it's Megan, it's like it can't be real.
I don't care.
You get that scared?
I do. I am very good.
Really?
I will keep all of my fun in house.
A crucifix, garlic.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Do you sleep with like any like noise or anything? Like, does it have to be like pitch black?
It has to be pitch black and like super quiet.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I have no natural light in my room because my TV covers my window now. Because I have a 75-inch in my little room.
Oh my gosh, and it covers your 3'3" window. Your only light to the outside. You're like, put that motherfucker
So
right here.
small. My room, and I like my TV is so big it doesn't even fit my dresser, so I put like rocks in.
Your bedroom.
I put rocks and like shoe boxes underneath my TV so it doesn't fall over.
That's hilarious.
And everyone's like, that TV is like for like a living room. I was like, I don't care.
It's like a movie studio.
Yes.
So funny.
Oh, but don't watch Shotgun Wedding. Save yourself the
What
embarrassment.
is Shotgun Wedding?
The new J-Lo movie.
Oh no.
It is really one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I forgot how bad of an actress she is.
Aww.
Like, it is just dumb.
I did like her in that one movie. Again, she was another bride. Why is she always a bride?
She has issues.
Oh my god, that's funny in real life too.
I don't think she's gonna last that long with Ben Affleck.
She got a tattoo.
She
They
did?
got matching tattoos.
Oh, well, that's asking for a divorce.
That's like the nail topping.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna last.
TikTok. We were trying to go to TikTok.
We were on TikTok for like an hour trying to make it work and it wouldn't go live. I don't know what the heck was wrong with my TikTok.
No, weird social I can't remember the name of that other one. Oh well, but I liked her in that one movie. But again, she was another bride.
The Marry Me?
No, the one where Jane Fonda or somebody like
Oh, Monster-in-Law.
Monster-in-Law.
Marry Me was another really dumb movie.
Was it? I did like Monster-in-Law. I don't even think I've seen the other two.
It was terrible. And I heard the Whitney Houston movie was really bad too.
Oh, actually, the girl who played Whitney Houston.
Does not look anything like Whitney.
She doesn't like her lip syncing is on fucking point.
Really?
Yeah, we literally were like looking up like, is she really singing? Because I was like, damn.
She did a good job. And but I heard the movie really glosses over Whitney's addictions.
Yeah, I don't think they like really focused on her.
Because Whitney,
Bobby was bad.
she's been partying since she was like 16.
Yeah.
Because Barbara Mosley knows Whitney. Oh, I shouldn't be saying those kinds of things.
Oh, no.
But they know each other, and Barbara told me that Whitney was like for a long time.
Oh, that's so sad.
Did they talk about how she died or?
I didn't finish it. We had to go somewhere. Yeah.
The
Oh, I had to
Elvis.
go get my hair done. I was like, I gotta go.
I heard the Elvis one kind of glosses over too.
That one, I would say so too. Yeah.
Like I heard the Elvis one really focuses about Elvis' relationship with the black culture, black community.
Yeah, and how they came up and into like making it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I heard it doesn't really like focus on like fat Elvis or
No, it was definitely like the handsome and talented Elvis and like women part of his life. Like,
or like Elvis shooting TVs where there was something that he didn't like.
yeah.
They don't talk about that in the movie.
I don't think so.
Elvis used to, and he loved karate too.
Really?
Yeah, he had like a
Again,
huge.
with the random ass fact.
He had a huge collection of like karate costumes, and he would dress up like that's what he would do, like those kinds of things. And the white ones, those were karate costumes.
That's funny. The suits.
Now that you think about it, you're like, oh, it does make sense now. He loved karate, and he loved fried peanut butter and jelly
I
sandwiches.
remember like reading something about that.
And when there was something on TV he didn't like, he would shoot it. He loved his guns. He was a,
Obviously not his movies, those are expensive.
he would just like shoot it, boom. But that was probably like also like alcohol and substance induced. So now we're gonna go in with Velvet. And the Velvet Gel will give you the perfect base for working with inks, you guys. Because it's literally going to create such a matte and almost textured canvas. It literally feels like a canvas. And then the inks will disperse really beautifully.
I remember finishing the Velvet movie.
Really?
Did you watch it?
No. I don't think that guy looks anything like Elvis.
Super cute. I think he did a good job portraying.
But what is up with like getting people that don't look like who they're playing? Like I kind of feel like that with Selena too, because I think when people think of Selena, they think of J-Lo as Selena.
Yeah.
But when you look at pictures of what Selena looked like, she didn't look like.
Right.
Yeah. Like Selena had like a white set nose,
Yeah.
and Selena had really small beady eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you had J-Lo that looks nothing like Selena. Well, kind of, I guess, but I remember.
They dress her up. They
And the makeup and everything, yeah.
I mean, that outfit, the costume, of course, you know. She had a very specific style to her.
So you know the girl that played the mom in Selena, or actually auditioned to be Selena, because she's like around the same age as J-Lo,
Oh, wow.
and she was really mad. Yeah, we're gonna bake that. That she had to play the mom, even though she looked more like.
How crazy.
Because if you think about it, she's the one that plays George Lopez's wife on the sitcom.
I remember it. I'll have to look it up.
And she also plays the mom when she's young too in the movie. And she's about the same age as J-Lo, maybe even younger. That you have to play someone's mom, but a check is a check. I got my maxie inks ready. Oh, we were supposed to do that one black. You didn't say anything.
I didn't know what you wanted to do.
Oh, that's okay. It's been a long day.
That's a long day.
It's been a very hectic day.
You're stuttering.
I
never do that. I've
my
never heard
TikTok did not work.
I've never heard you trip over a word.
You know why? It was
Quit.
because I was very frustrated. When my camera doesn't work, when my TikTok doesn't work, and since I don't curse, it was. Especially because we tried for so long too. I feel let down.
I feel let down.
Bloody TikTok. But we love you, TikTok, though.
Yeah, they can hear us really push.
Yes, the Chinese government. We love China.
Let us back on live. TikTok.
I have a Chinese 10-year visa, so I can't say anything bad about China. Yeah. So you know that show Shen Yun that goes around and travels and things like that, and they're always like promoting it. They're like, come experience China before the Communist Party. You've never seen it, and they send flyers in the mail, and they're like, come experience Chinese culture.
Or TikTok.
Yeah, it's like a huge like musical production. They travel the country.
Oh, yes. You know what? They were just here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just here.
It's very anti-Chinese government. So if you go and you apply for a visa to go to China, and the Chinese government finds out you've been to that, they will deny you entry into China. Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, so I can't, like my dad, I remember before he had his strokes, he was like, oh, we should go check this out. And I was like, are you crazy? I don't want to get in trouble with the Chinese government. Because the Chinese government has a department that they monitor everything on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
So like there's people that are like literally watching everything that's being posted 24/7. And if there's something that they don't like, they'll delete it. And if you keep doing it a lot, they'll actually like go and make it stop.
Oh,
For lack of a better term.
how crazy.
And I feel like they're kind of doing that now here though too.
And would you recommend a fill or new set of nails when the time comes?
It depends. It depends on the wear and tear and the lifestyle of the person that's wearing them. But I think a fill after 14 to 21 days is good, or a new set. It just depends on how the nails look. Like for example, Kendra, I think she lasted about 14 days, and then we just decided to do a new set just to keep it fresh.
I kept that one set on for forever.
Yeah.
I think we did 3 fills.
On the last one?
Not on the last one. I thought
Oh,
the first one.
yes.
Yeah.
And then your sister, does she still have hers on?
Yes.
Wow, so she's probably going to be a fill on, I think, Monday. Because Monday's her day off.
Yeah.
And then Asia,
Oh my gosh.
she sees one thing and then she starts nipping at it,
Yes.
chewing it. There's this meme I need to send her. It's a bag of like Lay's potato chips and it's toenail flavor. And I was like, oh, that's perfect for her.
So disgusting. What was the name of that place they told us to check out? Do you remember it?
It starts with a P.
Oh shit. Can you still see comments after?
Yes.
Okay. Just so you can remember or whatever to look for that space or whatever.
And then sometimes when you host an event, this has happened to me before actually in Vegas, they kicked us out in the middle of the event because they said the smell of Monroe was too strong and people were complaining at the hotel. And I was like, I paid for this event already, and I told you it was an event for fingernails, for like fake nails or acrylics. And I'm in the middle of an event, and I think there was like 50 people there or 40 people. It was a really big class. And I was like, you can't kick me out. What am I supposed to do? Have the class outside? I was like, you either open up windows or turn on the AC and get the air circulating, but we're not leaving. I was like, you need to figure something out.
These, can Can you actually paint nails with them, or do you just use them as
You could, but it would be transparent.
transparent?
Yes, because these are ink, so they're
So it's
kind of
different from like a nail, like a polish,
Mhm.
the velvets or whatever. I don't know the names of it. I was just thinking of that when you.
yeah, because these are alcohol-based ink, so they don't have like a full coverage.
Okay.
It's more for the design aspect of it.
Got it.
But look how bright they are, you guys. Like, they're no joke.
That's crazy. They're super bright.
But if you were to paint it like the whole nail over this, it would look kind of like a stained glass.
Got it.
It's like a stained glass kind of.
Sheer,
Exactly.
like sheer neon. Unless you put it on top of a white, isn't that what you were saying?
Yes, but I actually have gel colors that are already
Oh,
stained
they're
glass.
Okay, got it. That's cool. You thought of everything.
That's why we have so many SKUs here.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a SKU nightmare.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
The girls don't like me when it's time to do inventory.
Oh my god. How long did the inventory take?
Maybe like 2 months.
That's crazy. Since your nails have a great apex as they grow out, would resculpting be a must? This is the first live of yours I catch, so sorry if these are nonsense questions.
No worries, you're good. Would resculpting the apex be a must? It just depends on the growth and the length of the nail. Like if the nail's more on the shorter side, then I think you would be okay with the apex that it has already, and you're just rebalancing it. But if the nail is longer and it's grown out a lot, then I would definitely go in and snatch it up a little bit more and apply maybe more product just to ensure that it looks good. But I wouldn't do more than 2 or 3 fills as well, because then they start looking funny. So I'm going to take my art brush. This is from the Pink Crystals art brush, and this is pure acetone, and I'm going to very gently tap on top of the design to begin the ink fantasy. If you overdo it, then it becomes muddy. It's best to kind of let the ink do its own thing. Exactly, I like that analogy. Because if you overdo it, then it becomes muddy and it's not that pretty, and then you get discouraged and you're like, oh, I'm horrible at inks. And I kind of found that just really gently, lightly tapping it like this gives you the best effect.
You can see it spread.
But you see, I'm not using too much. If you use way too much acetone, then it gets messy. So just be very diligent and very careful when doing so.
And then you just kind of tap the excess off.
And then I go in and I wipe my brush, get more. Okay. And then here I want to blend this out a little bit. There we go, beautiful.
What inspires you, like when you do nails? Like what I dream about here. I'm like,
Money.
There's that too.
No, I'm just kidding. What inspires me? I think it's making things that are easy for people.
Right.
Because I'm not a natural artist, like I can't draw, and I have horrible handwriting, like a doctor.
Yeah. I just like that legible.
So for me, I like doing things that give you like instant gratification, make you feel like an artist, and that's why I do designs like this, to show people that you don't have to be, quote unquote, a talented artist. Like you don't have to draw to do something that's really pretty and easy to replicate. And for people that do nails as a living, time is money. And I personally am a big fan of doing things that are fast, easy, and get people in and out of the door. Versus
It's still quality. It's not just quantity in that aspect of things. So you're still doing quality work and things that, work well for people and work well for your time.
Exactly, because not everybody has 2 or 3 hours to sit there and do a design. And I mean, of course, I'm not going to say that it's not beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's not very commercial.
And a price point perspective, like if you're whatever you're charging me by 3 hours, you put yourself down and wait so
Or maybe less.
How are you supposed to make money out of it? Obviously, you get in a position for a reason.
I mean, it's nice that people are creative and they have that outlet, and there is definitely, that market. But for us at emailcouture.com, it's more about having fun and expressing yourself and doing something that's fun and beautiful and easy and something that everybody can do. Not that, not everybody has that gift to draw. Not everybody has the gift to sit there and paint.
That's true. I've always said you can't teach an artist to do art. You know what I'm saying? Like it has, at least some portion of it has to come from
Organically.
Yes.
And you can kind of learn, but it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I still be making stick figures.
Like when I was in school in Russia, my teachers taught me how to paint a face, And it was like, it took all day to do one face.
That's crazy.
And I mean, it looked good, but it was like my hand hurt at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I would get bored.
I can imagine.
So I can't imagine like sitting there with like a client, and especially now with people with their phones and things like that. I remember clients would show up with like their babies in their lap and they're like, I need my nails done. I have 20 minutes, go.
Oh my gosh. You're like, okay.
I'll make it work. So right now I'm just adding a little bit of glitter here and there. This is Magic Syrup 134, just to accent the phalange fantasy. And I was so lucky and blessed to work in a Vietnamese salon, and that taught me a lot. That's an experience that I am so glad I was able to have. And just the people and the work ethic and the drive was really worth it. I really want to go see Infinity Pool because I love Mia Goth. It's a horror movie with Mia Goth. Have you ever seen any of her movies?
Mia Goth. I don't know.
Have you seen X? So X is about these people in Texas, and they go and rent a ranch to film an adult film in the 70s, at the end of the 70s. And the owner of the ranch is a psychopath killer, and when she finds out what they're doing, she kills them.
Oh wow.
It's a slasher film, but Mia Goth plays the main actress in the adult production and in The Old Lady. So like they dress her up as an old lady. It is such a good movie. Go ahead and bake that for 30 seconds. And then she did the prequel of it, and that one's called Pearl, and that's about the lady that kills everybody. And all she wanted to be was be a star. And now, right now, she's shooting the third one, Maxie. So the survivor of the second movie. Her name is Maxine, with 3 X's.
Oh no, triple X.
Maxine. If I had a daughter, I would name her Maxine.
Yeah.
But my cousin in Mexico, she was like, if you ever had a kid, what would you want? And I actually low-key would want a son.
Would you?
Yeah, I like little boys more. That sounds wrong, but
Oh.
like I think they're more fun.
I definitely will.
I think they're more fun. And little girls are cute and whatnot, but little boys, I don't know. I guess like we could collect Pokemon cards together. And,
We could share probation officers.
Yes. Together.
Yeah.
And little boys are like, they tell little jokes and things like that, versus little girls tend to be like more like little princesses and things like that.
Exactly. There's definitely a whole different vibe.
Paris Hilton finally revealed pictures of her kid.
Yes, and then her name is Phoenix.
It's Phoenix, but the little boy looks like a mannequin. It doesn't look real.
And you know what? That could be though. Like they probably don't want to show their baby.
I mean, all babies kind of look like each other though, if you think about it.
And everything she puts out is completely photoshopped too.
Like the picture of her holding the hand of the baby, that hand looks scary. It looked like the Reaper.
Yeah. That's definitely different.
And her husband is like, how did they meet? Like, you have to know like that guy has loaded with money for them to be married.
Is he though?
For reals, I think so. And she's so annoying. She is like, I never slept with any of my boyfriends. I only made out with them. Okay.
Like a sex fear or something like that. Like anything sexual freaked her out.
Sure. She's somebody who's famous for like, I love Paris Hilton, but like literally that's somebody with no talent.
Yeah.
She can't act.
She's a DJ. I mean, she's a pretty popular DJ. I never like seen her song.
Press play on a computer.
Oh, I like this song. Play this one. Put a song list together. Okay.
Nicole Richie wrote a book a while ago called The Truth About Diamonds, and she like, it was, yes, you already know what's up. She wrote a book called The Truth About Diamonds, and it was kind of like a satire about her and Paris Hilton's relationship, but it wasn't with like, she didn't name him like that. And she was talking about like Paris Hilton was like,
Too good for anybody.
no, a lost cause when she was young.
Oh wow.
Like a really like,
Like branches or something, right?
and she's had a lot of she's ended pregnancies voluntarily, a lot of them.
But she doesn't like to be sexual.
Well, that's what what's her name said in the book.
Wow.
and that, you know, she's very, very promiscuous and loves substance abuse and lots of vices, is what she said in the book. And it's very clearly that it's, you know, based about.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I
Yeah.
wonder, they're not friends today then, you know?
Yes and no.
Acquaintances.
Yes.
They're flying around in the same groups.
Because who did Nicole Richie marry?
Madden, one of the Benji, like Cameron Diaz is married to the brother.
Oh, really?
Benji and the Madden brothers.
Let's go ahead and bake this for 1 minute.
Yeah, they're in that group, the singing group.
Oh, really?
Benji and Joel Madden, I think.
But Nicole Richie, like, she'll admit to like all that kind of stuff, and Paris Hilton won't, I think. Like, Paris Hilton wants to have like this.
It's a trigger to talk about it too. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, she lived in the public.
Yeah, very true, but you know, there's those past issues that people are just like not comfortable with. I don't know.
Well, she shouldn't be like out partying until like 4 o'clock in the morning, all hungover. Maybe. Like, I was watching that documentary. You guys, I am so obsessed with Gwen Chamberlain, and yes, the big blonde.
Yeah,
Big hair, and the documentary on HBO is called The Way Down. And it was the Weight Loss Christian Church.
What is it?
HBO. Yeah, The Way Down. And they were talking. One lady was talking about that she worked in a daycare, and that you know, she, after working 8 hours with like, yeah, she would get home and she wouldn't be in the mood, and her husband would want to, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're getting so adult here
We
today.
have been super adult. It's
Yes.
the most adult conversations we've ever had on life.
And she was like, you know.
Everybody's listening.
And she was like, you know, my husband would want, and she wasn't in the mood.
Yeah.
And like the church counselor was like, well, you should have like maybe 2 or 3 glasses of wine and let him do it. And she was like, but I don't want to. Wouldn't that be like forced? And then she's like, wouldn't that be the R word? Because we can't say the R word.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's fine. But then wouldn't it be dry? Because she wouldn't be like wanting a willing participant.
I don't know.
And then don't you think it's selfish on the guy's part too?
I mean, in a relationship, guys, it's just like that. I mean, when they want it to.
Now, drop it.
Yeah. Yeah. And always seemingly ready to go.
2 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 minutes of my time.
And they would shun divorce. They're like, you can't get divorced. And then when she got divorced, she was like, well, God lets divorces happen in certain cases.
It's okay in her case. Yeah.
And then she remarried some guy that played Tarzan. Yeah, she was like, oh, if you're getting fat, you know, God, you're not listening to God. And that hair though, oh my gosh. It looked like, just for the hair, it looked like a raccoon lived there or something.
Have you read anything about the Murdoch murder?
Bernie Murdoch?
No, it was like family murder. I don't know, it was like this family that it's like all these murders tied to them that they got away with. Like he basically shot and killed his son and his wife.
Wow.
Allegedly, I guess.
Where?
At his house. And I don't know where it is. It's like a low country somewhere, but I'm not sure what state or whatever.
Mhm.
They kept calling it low country. And yeah, like blew his son's head off, basically.
Oh my God.
Like, and then like there was a boating accident. A really pretty girl, like his friend, was killed. Then was his son's fault. It's crazy.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah. Netflix.
But I did see the one about the, I can't remember what they were, her name, but they were Indian, from India. And they had a church, and I can't remember what it was called. But that one was on Netflix. I think it was like Wild Country, or I can't remember.
Was it like
Rush. No, what was theirs? It was like drug related or something like that too, and money laundering. Like they were making so much money. An Indian called, I think it was like Rashiki or something. I can't remember what it was. But the lady, they asked her something, and she said, "Tough titties." That was her response. Beautiful. Now we can bake these bad boys for 1 whole minute inside the Barbie lamp. Are the girls saying anything? Everybody's quiet? No. You guys already know we're gonna finish with cotton candy cuticle oil. Full of the fantasy. But they did have really nice houses out in Tennessee. Well, we have lots of land here.
No, we have lots of dirt.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I found out Arizona's about the size of England. Well, the UK. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of a big state. Like, it's what, like 8 hours from tip to tip?
Tip to tip.
Isn't it like from here to here? It's like 8 hours, isn't it? Like from the border of Mexico to the border of like Nevada? Wouldn't it be like 8 hours?
Probably.
That's a big state. I mean, it's not Texas, that's the size of Germany.
Texas is ridiculous.
I heard driving through Texas is the worst.
Stupid. We used to drive every summer because we grew up in Texas. Dallas, every summer, 17 hours.
Just straight flat land.
Oh god, so annoying.
So we're gonna go in with a little bit of cotton candy cuticle oil. These bad boys. Oh my gosh, look at that shine. That gloss is no joke. And that cuticle blend,
So good.
she is snatched. Wow, they look really pretty, don't they? They're like neon watercolors, aren't they? Oh, thank you, Gracie. Hi, Jasmine.